Hey everyone, Carlos here. I know that I haven't made a video in a really long time. Has my equipment been broken?
Yeah.
Have I been busy with music?
Yeah.
Have I been traveling as much?
Nope.
But thankfully I was able to fix my microphone situation. I had broken my Rode Stereo Mic Pro, which is a real bummer. And apparently Rode does not give out support or tech support for third-party vendors, so way to go Rode. But anyways, the purpose of this video is that I wanted to address a video that I saw here on YouTube. And one of the things that's so great about this platform is that it really just kind of is the embodiment of the First Amendment, at least here in the US, is that you kind of can just say whatever you want. You can kind of put your opinion out there and use it as a platform to just kind of just express who you are, your thoughts on things, your experience with things, and that's something that's just really great. It's kind of what I'm doing right now. But I saw a video recently that just kind of caught my attention, and the whole thing was about how singing success doesn't work. Now, if you guys remember, I have seen any of my previous videos, I did a video titled How to Sing, and I'll link it somewhere up here. But in that video I talk about how I've had the experience of using the Singing Success program and also mastering mix to preserve my voice, to sing various styles and all that good stuff. But in this video there were a lot of things that were addressed that a lot of people out there have kind of taken as absolute truth, which is fine because everyone has a different experience. But I'm here to share my experience and just give an answer to some of these thoughts and maybe clarify some of those questions that this individual might have had. One of the first statements that was made in this video was that mastering mix and Singing Success 360, that they all just kind of blend together, that there's no explanation, no why or how to do it, and that it's kind of unclear. And I just find that really comical because the first CD in any of these programs is not only an overview of the terminology or how to use the product, but it gives a clear and defined definition of all the terms that are going to be used in the program. And so literally the first CD that you have is an intro to technique. One of the other questions that was posed is, what the heck is pharyngeal? Well, that's explained. It's actually explained in the beginning of the pharyngeal CD in Mastering Mix, and it talks about how it blends the three resonating cavities to bring about that mix, which a lot of people have different names for, the point, the whatever, but we like to call it the mix. Why? Because it mixes the best qualities of all your registers into one unified voice. Now, I made sure that I watched the video several times, and he does make a good point when he says that sometimes people might do the exercises wrong. Now, that has to do with a completely different thing, and that's something that I've had the opportunity to experience in my life, and it's something that actually Brett taught me and has taught all of his associates, and that is the fact that we are enamored with the sound of our own voice. See, a lot of times we sing in our cars, we sing to our favorite musicians, and what we end up listening to and what we perceive our voice to be is that which we hear other people singing. And so then when we listen to ourselves in a playback setting, most of the times we are horrified to hear how our voice hears. Why? Because we have not become critical listeners of our voice. We need to start listening to our voices in a way that allows us to dissect that which is working, that which is not working, and therefore be able to apply the methodology that is within these programs in order for us to achieve the next level in our artistry. Another thing that was made mention is that a lot of these success stories are found by accident because of the lack of explanation in these programs. It's something that Brett says a lot. I may end up misquoting it, but you could grow a day in 10 years, or you could grow 10 years in a day. That has to do a lot not only with the difference in our voices. See, much like our fingerprints that are unique to us, our voices are unique muscles, and they are uniquely created and fashioned in a way that we all respond differently to different things. See, we all have different body types, and so if you have a guy that could go and bench 200, and then you have a guy with a different body type, their body might react differently. And so it's the same way with people's voices. And so what this methodology does is that it levels the playing field. So regardless of your educational background, regardless of how experienced or inexperienced you are, you start at the same place. You go through the intro to technique, you go through the intro to style, and you learn the same method from the very beginning. Now, does that mean that with someone that has more experience in their voice, that has taken lessons with good teachers, does that mean that they are going to grow more at a rapid pace? Perhaps. And does that mean that someone that hasn't studied voice before, when they listen to these terminologies and when they work on these exercises, that they may not be able to apply them immediately and that their growth may be a little bit slower? Also, that's probably true. But does that mean that the methodology is flawed? No. The success of the methodology is only determined by the effort applied into the practice of it, and not only that, but into the research of it. So if you have any questions of any of these things, there is a team of certified professionals that are willing to help, not only in Nashville, Tennessee, but also globally, that could help complement your training that is going on at home. Now, I feel like I should have started with a disclaimer in this video. I have studied with Brett probably about 4 times, about 4 lessons that I've taken with him, but I've been working with the Singing Success program, the original Singing Success, since I was 14 years old. And there are things that I can do with my voice now that I was not able to do when I was 14, not only because my voice hadn't matured as much, but because of my understanding of the method wasn't as deep and as rich as it is now. Does that mean that I quit working on that because I didn't get the results that I wanted immediately back then? No, sometimes the growth in people's voices is like hiking a mountain, that you go to the highest place that you can go and then you run into a dead end, and sometimes you have to go backwards and find a way that leads you higher. And sometimes you have to go back to the rudimentary things and see the things that you might have missed in order to gain a deeper understanding. See, mastering your voice is being able to master the basics. And I feel like that's something that really needs to be understood, because in a society that is very results driven, it is very difficult to stick to a plan that will require time and effort, and you have to stick to it. And one of the last things that I found very interesting in this video is you made mention of Hayley Williams and how Hayley Williams used some of these exercises, and that when you're just good, yeah, of course, you know, you can kind of just do whatever you want with your voice, and or you can be told to do whatever you want, and it'll just work. Now, there is truth in the sense that naturally talented people have an easier time applying some of these techniques, but the fact of the matter is that Hayley Williams worked tirelessly on her voice, and her voice when she began, although she might have had a pretty voice, was not the voice that won her so many awards for the album Riot. And also, when you're thinking about Michael Jackson studied with Seth Riggs for years and years and years working on his voice. And not only that, Stevie Wonder has also worked with the speech level singing method for years. So a lot of these people that we think that are just naturally talented, there are behind the scenes hours and hours of they working tirelessly on their instrument in order to take their talents and their artistry to the next level. And something that I really like, that's even on the box for Singing Success 360, in the back it says, with the right plan, every singer can achieve singing success. Now, this company is not paying me any money. I'm not getting anything out of this except just telling you my experience and the fact that this program works. It has saved my voice countless of times, and I've been able to sing in various different amounts of style. So to say that it only works well for some things but it doesn't work well for everything, that's just not true. Because the reality is that the articulator or the mouth will change, but the coordination stays the same. The way that your vocal cords work in order to produce sound or phonate needs to be as relaxed as possible. Now, sure, you may engage different levels of musculature depending on the styles of singing that you do, but that combined with the way that you articulate each style is going to take your artistry to the next level. So I hope this video has been really helpful. As always, if you have any questions, you can put them in the comment section below. Don't be afraid to smash that like button and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you all. See you later.